Well, the 1940s started a generation of what they called latchkey kids. Fathers were at war and mums were at work, and that left the children home alone.
Well, it's happening all over again because a growing number of parents are working two jobs. But just how safe is it? For more, we're joined by Sunrise parenting expert Dr. Michael Carr-Gregg and Santino DeMarco and his son James. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Michael, let's start with you. This has been documented in the UK overnight. Is it happening in Australia as well?
Yeah, we reckon about 15% of kids come home to a house where there's no one there, and we expect this to increase, particularly with the global economic downturn, which creates perhaps less family-friendly working environments.
All right, Santino, tell us your situation. James obviously has a key, so how often does he use it and how does it work in your family?
Look, we're fortunate that it's not all that often. Both my wife Meredith and I work fairly locally to where we live, and so we're able to arrange our work schedule so that it doesn't always impinge on not being home when James does get home. But probably 4 or 5 times a month he has to let himself in and look after himself for an hour or two.
Yep.
So do you set rules for James to follow? Is there a list of expectations you leave him, for example?
There are a list of expectations. They're not always followed. But certainly the main rule is, of course, let yourself in, let us know that you're home by text or a phone call. Obviously, if the phone rings and people are asking for us, just say we're not available at the moment. When it comes to the doorbell ringing, if that does happen, you know, don't respond to it. And also just to try and get some homework done and not use too much internet and things like that.
James, obviously Dad's here, so you're going to say yes, you follow all of those rules to the letter. First things is you do your homework. How do you feel about it? Do you like having the responsibility?
I feel very trusted, and I feel like growing up, becoming very independent. And yeah, I can be trusted to leave at home, to be left at home by myself.
And what about your mates? Do you have many friends in the same sort of situation?
Yeah, I have a few. Yeah, they get home and they'll try and do their homework.
Yeah, absolutely.
and I suppose technology makes you feel a bit safer as well, doesn't it? Sort of text messaging mum and dad to say I'm home, if there are any problems, that they're easily contactable.
Yes. I feel very safe because I know there are a lot of ways where I can be protected and helped if I feel trouble.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Michael, can I ask you, is there an age? How do you determine when your child is ready to be handed the key? Does it depend on whether it's a boy or a girl, whether they're the first or the second or the third, or their maturity? I mean, how do you know when your child is ready to have a key?
Well, ideally, we should be the world expert on our kids and we should know them very well. Age doesn't define maturity, so there's no one age. But obviously, if you've got a kid like James, who sounds absolutely fantastic, who does make sensible choices, that's a good idea. In every family, you're going to have one child who's an angel child like James and another child that you want to call Damien. You kind of wouldn't let Damien alone at home. You'd actually have to put in other arrangements.
Well, Santino really has set up some good processes to make sure James is, has procedures to follow, knows what to do when he faces particular situations. Is that the key to it, to brief your kids properly, to have those procedures in place?
Absolutely. Key thing is to make very clear rules and let them know that this is an opportunity for them to teach you how to treat them, because obviously James has been responsible. This is good for the future.
Absolutely. Well done to you guys. Michael, before I let you go, another issue just quickly. There's a principal in Caboolture, a high school principal that's taken a pretty tough stance against bullying. She's handed out 600 suspensions last year in what she's calling pretty much a zero-tolerance approach. What do you think? Is this the answer to controlling bullying in schools and sort of violent behaviour?
You've got to love it. We do need to take another look at bullying. It's getting worse. 1 in 6 in 2000, now 1 in 4 in 2009. I take my hat off to her. Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Michael. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Pleasure, guys.
And thank you, guys.
Pleasure.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
James, and don't you use what Michael Carr-Gregg was saying about you against
Oh,
your dad.
no,
You say, well,
use
Michael
it.
Carr-Gregg says I'm an angel. All
Yeah,
right?
no, go to town with it, I say. Use it. Have a good day.